everyone. As I promised, we're going to look at the dynamic classroom. And remember, I'm going to go through this process via the site using the URL. I'm not using Clever. So as you look at this screen, you will see that I have everything saved and I'm ready to go. So I'm just going to click login. And once I get here, you will see at the very top of the Big Ideas Math, you will see Schaefer first period, Integrated 1 2019, Harnett Code 2018 at demo.com. And right now, all of us, as I said in one of the previous videos, all of us are probably using the Harnett Code 2018 because this is where we can practice, because most of everything in Clever is locked down and it requires for you to do any of the other pieces that you have a class associated with it. And since Miss Schaefer's class that I created in the previous video does not have any students in it, I'm going to drop down and go to one of my classes. And as I said, we're going to look at the dynamic classroom. So I'm going to go over to the right. And I'm going to go to the hamburger icon next to the bell, and I'm going to go into the dynamic classroom. And this is where most of our action takes place. Again, starting at the very top under the URL, Big Ideas Math, Math 1, Chapter 1, Chapter 1 Opener. Every chapter and all of the text have a STEM video associated with it. So when you look at the chapter starters or openers, there is a video, a STEM video associated with it. If you look underneath the video, there is a performance task that is associated with the video. But I'm going to get into the teach part, which is located over here. So when we look at teach, this is what you will do. This does not look like the student book. This is our book. So I'm going to go to the first section in that chapter. And once I get into the first section, it gives the students to start thinking. And this particular unit is on order of operation and that kind of thing. You know, the first unit, simplifying expressions. And so the warm-up is what you see here. Now, when you're doing the warm-ups in your class and you're presenting on the smartboard, you have to click in the area to show the answers. I'm touching the screen on my iPad. You could do the very same thing, touch the screen on your iPad. If you're using your MacBook, you need to click in the area of the warm-up. Not just randomly click, but click in the area of the warm-up and the answers will appear. Learn that bit through experimentation. I kept going, where are my warm-up answers? And after you get through with the warm-up, it gives you an interactive exploration using Desmos. Now, this is the neat thing about your book. Your book has Desmos embedded in it, and it will automatically kind of give you some activities that you can do with Desmos. Use them at your leisure. But we're going to get back into the lesson, and if you look at the top, I'm going to close some of my tabs because I get lost. So if you look at the next section, it says Teaching Example 1. And by the way, you see Student Journal PDF. Each section has a student journal component where it asks them the essential question, and then it gives them a guided process for solving, and then it's going to ask them to write about it and to communicate your answer. And this is really neat if you're really practicing Wicker strategies. We want our students to write and we want them to inquire. This kind of brings those pieces together if you're looking for an activity to help you through that Wicker process. Now back here, when you go to Teaching Example 1, it gives you the first example. and then it gives you the example, and again you have to click in the area to see the answers. This is an example, and then you click in the area. It's going to give you all of the pieces to it as if it were a PowerPoint. But again, if you're using your iPad or your MacBook, you will need to click in the area. And then it gives them some problems to do. And again, you can help them to solve the problem. I'm clicking in that area. And then it gives them a tutorial. You can copy the URL of the tutorial and put it into Google Classroom if they were having issues. And if you notice at the very bottom, this video is also in Spanish. You also have Spanish notes for your English language learners. All of this is in the dynamic classroom. And again, if you wanted to change books, you go up to Math 2 and you select your chapter. You can look at the resources and you can look at the tools. All of that is in the dynamic classroom. And that pretty much is the dynamic classroom. This is going to require you to get in there and just play around. One other thing I want to show you is when you're in this dashboard component of your book, this is where you can look at the teacher edition, and it opens up and it tells you what the different sections are and what you should be doing. So this was functions and exponents. And so that's how you kind of navigate that part of the book. Thank you. And the next thing I'm going to help you with is going to be assigning homework. See you in the next video.